Crack-a-lack and long time no see. You're going to be seeing a lot of me, I think. I'm going to be back to doing this every day, okay? Just so you guys understand that. Starting today. I was going to start this evening, but then this just happened. So, yeah. So, what we're going to do, guys, we are having a geomagnetic storm. We're having a solar radiation storm, and we'll go over all that here in just a minute. The geomagnetic storm just hit. So, I'm just going to say that. Now, yeah. So, give me a 5 for 5 in there, and we will go ahead and get started. Give me I want to make sure our audio is good and all that, but I'm going to keep moving as I'm doing this because I don't want to bore everybody. Please share this out because I haven't been here for a minute, and it's my fault, and I'll talk about that a little bit later on. But please, guys, please share this one out. This one could actually, we could actually see some issues from this storm. I wasn't thinking it was going to do it this hard, this quick. So what you're looking at here, guys, are magnetopause, sun's off to the left. And what we're doing here is we got a corona hole stream. We've had a X flare, all those things. And, yeah, so there's that. Now I'll show you where the current conditions, check it out. Oh, great. We just had another flare. Anyway, I'm not sure if you guys, whoever's watched me for any length of time, I'm not sure I've ever shown you a radiation storm this strong. Okay, so just so you understand, and we'll go over all this in just a second. But yeah, so let's do this real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and run my intro, and it's only like 5 seconds long. So just so you guys get that, I just want to make sure everybody understands what's going on there. I will be right back. Okay, guys, it's nice to see you guys in here. And again, guys, I am sorry I haven't been here for a minute. I've had lots of things going on. But I'm going to get into the space weather first, okay? And we'll talk about what was going on with me and all that kind of stuff at the end of this, okay? Especially the members. Please hang out if you're a member. I got some stuff for you guys at the end of this, too. I really do feel bad about not being here for that, especially. But, again, I'm going to get into it. So, listen, yesterday we had this big X flare, and I haven't had a chance to stage this yet either. So what I'm going to do while we're going here, I'm going to take us over here to Helio Viewer, and I'll go back to that scale here in just a minute. But I do want to run a couple of movies here because let's do this. Let's do 131. So I do think that this shows it really, really well. Is it on the movie tool? Yeah, okay. So let me do this real quick. I'll get this thing loading, and then we'll go back and do some, yeah, we'll go back and I'll show you everything. So, let's do that, 17th, man. Okay, 18th. I'm sorry this is kind of like a little skewed here, but we literally just got hit with a G4, like right away. I was going to come on and talk about a solar radiation storm. Now we're getting both. So, yeah. Let's take, that's probably good enough. Okay, so I'm going to hit this okay. It's going to start loading this movie. And we're going to go look at some other stuff while it's doing that. All right, so we have, hey everybody, and again, I'm going to stop and say hi here in a little while. Okay? Wow, thank you already. Thank you for the super chat. You guys, oh my God. Anyway, I will stop and say thank you to everybody for that. It amazes me that you guys have just really blessed me. So, anyway, we had an X flare here, and I'll show it to you on Helio Viewer. Actually, I could do that right now. Well, no, I can't. I'm gonna let this movie load. It's still processing. Okay. But check this out. Look at this X flare. Now, it's not a huge X flare, right? It's an X1, X2, right? So, what are we looking at here, and why is this different than any other thing? This was directly Earth facing. It was right in the middle. I'm not sure if you guys remember back in May, I think it was May of 2024. The Earth really dodged the bullet back then, guys. We actually got, hey, Kay, good to see you. Thank you for being a member for 21 months. Wow. Thank you. I didn't know I was like that. I didn't know we had members that long. Wow. Anyway, thank you. So, it gets up here to S4, right? I've told you guys about these radiation storms. And these radiation storms are, you know, are pretty much not even, they're space weather news and that's it, right? Until they get to about a level 3. Now, this was trending upwards when I was making a thumbnail for this, and thank God it's trending back down. And I'm going to tell you why this is trending back down. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you. Well, thank you, Kay, for the 5 gifted memberships. That's awesome. Oh, gosh, you guys. Wow. Thank you so much. And prayers for you, okay? You can tell everybody in the chat if you want. I'm not going to say it unless you want me to. I'm not sure how private you want that kept or whatever, but Kay's been going through some stuff I've been praying for it, and anybody that knows her has also. So, anyway. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm going to, like, focus, okay? I'm actually going to take my phone, and I'm going to flip it over here to the other side so I can't see the chat for a second. All right? So, anyway, this is speed only, okay? Sun's off to the left, and we're getting all this energy, right? And it is coming from a coronal hole and a CME from the X-flare. And once again, I'll show that to you here in just a few minutes. But you can tell that this is this really isn't what I expected this thing to look like right now. I'm going to pause it because this is speed, right? It's really not moving very fast. So I'm left to wonder what the heck is going on and why are we at a G4? Right? Because this isn't very fast. So I'm looking at the density here, and the density only goes up to a certain level on this model, and then it can't show you anything higher. So I'm wondering if it ain't just like a completely, like, really bang on high dense hit. But we can see the pressure here too. And as I go over like this, so you can see it hit. Look at that. Okay, that's the initial hit. And look how far, it's only like an hour or two ago. It's crazy. Heather Joy, good to see you, girl. Thank you so much for that. You guys, I know I say you guys, I'm just humbled. That's all. And I'm sorry if people get offended that I say hi to people and all that. I try to do the space weather at the beginning, but when somebody's blessing me like that, I'm going to say hi. So thank you for that. Seriously, thank you, Heather. It's good to see you. By the way, our friend, he has moved up to Chicago. South of Chicago. I think you know who I'm talking about. He got moved, right? I'll just leave it at that. You probably know who I'm talking about, but we're planning on doing a little bit of a meet and greet with me and him. So that sounds like fun. Might even get Jammer in there too, because he's up that way. But anyway, all right. Now wages, quit squirreling and get this out. Look at this. Okay, this is pressure. We can all understand pressure. And boom, 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 right? Now, once it starts hitting, it's not going to stop. So, what should we be looking at and why is all this happening? Well, first off, let's see if, because this is the solar X-ray flux. This is the flare. The flare gets here in 8 minutes. So, whatever we got from the flare, I hate it when people say, hey, we got a flare getting ready to hit. No, 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 no. That is never the case, okay? When we get hit with a flare, it's already hit before we even know it. These models can't work that fast. It's here in 8 minutes. It's moving at the speed of light. So it's the X-rays. We're moving from the sun here, and it gets here in about 8 minutes. So when people say, hey, we got a flare coming, that's incorrect. What we got, if we got anything else coming after that, it's either going to be high energy protons, which is a radiation storm, and or a CME. Coronal mass ejection. That's the geomagnetic activity down here. Now notice this ain't showing anything yet because it hasn't had enough time. It just happened. Latest observed. We're still at a G4 as I'm talking to you. So, why did this radiation just start tanking? Well, let me show you. This. The CME in the coronal hole stream is actually grabbing some of those protons and flushing them out. That's a good thing. Okay? It would be a lot better thing if it was like a G2 or a G3, but we don't need to be getting to no S5 solar radiation storm. That's not cool. I mean, we could have serious issues with stuff like that. So that's why I'm saying this. Now, we're still at that level. I don't foresee us going up any further right now. And I just told you why. I think this CME in the coronal hole stream is going to just flush a lot of it out. So what does a radiation storm look like on some of these tools? Well, it looks like a blizzard. There you go. I'm going to hit play. You're going to see it. There's the big CME. It's hitting us now. See how all that comes in there? We don't get this big pepper on this this satellite, SOHO, which is 1,000,000 miles closer to the sun than what we are, but it's from our perspective, okay? So as we're looking at this, and this is the zoomed out version. Also, we got 3 planets right here. There has been some planetary alignments that's been causing the sun to, you know, just act up. And it's very real, and it's very easy to see. Okay? Now, this is the coronal hole. Now, it's trans-equatorial, and what that means is it's on the northern half and the southern half. It goes across the equator of the sun. And I'll show you a different view of this here in just a few minutes. But we're getting that coronal hole stream right before, because I'm not even so sure that the G4 we're experiencing right now and is really the CME itself yet. It could be a combination of a lot of different things here, which is why I don't want to go over the edge here and start saying a bunch of stupid stuff. You know what I mean? If all this over here on the magnetopause tool, if it had been this dark red color right here, I would be more apt to say, hey, yes, this is part of the CME. Okay? But this is not. I think it might be just a little like the beginning of it. Because I think they were saying like 17 hours from the time it launched from the sun to when it was going to hit us. Now, if that, you guys can put that in a calculator if you want, but that's moving at more than 2,000,000 miles per hour. That's faster than most CMEs move. And it's because it came from an X-flare. Okay? Now, right here again, let me show you this. This is the coronal hole. The flare happened right here. This part of the sun. Now, I'm also going to tell you that these coronal holes can kind of steer CMEs too. Because you're talking about magnetics. So if the magnetic is the opposite polarity from a CME, if the stuff coming out of the coronal hole is opposite polarity of the CME itself, they'll attract each other. And then the exact opposite is true if the polarities are the same. Positive against positive or negative against negative. Simple magnet, you know, I guess logic or tech, or however you want to say that. But yeah. Now, here is the ACE. I'm going to take you to a different one of these here in just a second. But see, I just kind of confirmed what I thought was going on. Right here, see, this is the speed. You see how it dropped right there? And that's most likely because the coronal hole stream hit. And sometimes that'll happen, guys. But notice what happened at the same time as it went down. What happened? The density started going up. You know, it's like pushing a rock through water or sand. The less sand you have, the faster you can move that rock. So if you're taking some of that density away, the faster the solar wind can move. Okay? You know, I used to use different analogies to get people to understand that. But I'm going to go to this other graph. You see this right here? See how that split right there? This is the BZ. Always talk about the -6, right? Very seldom can I ever show you a BZ that on this model has a -50 and goes all the way to a -100. That's crazy. Okay? And what that means is that is the that's the direction negative, positive, that we're tilted. Our magnetic field is tilted. And so if the stuff hitting Earth, again, is the opposite of that polarity, it'll draw it in. So -6 is always what we look for, and I guarantee you that's -20 at least. Let's look. Yeah, see, it's even saying this is Discover. This is the same data, just on a different, little bit of a different format. Yeah, look at that. -45. That only happens during the bigger storms. So, what I do want to show you is, okay, cool, this movie's ready. Let's watch this movie, okay? What this is, 131 angstrom from SDO. SDO, the website itself is having problems with the hardware. It's been down for, gosh, a few months now. But we can still see the data if we go to a different website. The data's still coming in. They're just having problems with like their servers and things. So this is the sun at the 131 angstrom, which is just an angstrom of light, and it sees specific gases. So this is the 131, and what we're going to see is you're going to see that you're going to see like little flares and little CMEs, and then you're going to see a big one. Okay, so let me just hit play here on this, and that's the Earth scale. That's how big the Earth is. To scale. Okay, so there was a small one. That right there is an eclipse of the satellite. The satellite went behind the Earth for a minute. Now that was the CME. Let me run it back. That's the flare. See how that hung on for a while? It flared for a few hours. When that happens, it's just, typically it's throwing plasma everywhere. Okay, plasma is charged gas. Okay, that's all that is. That's the fourth state of matter. Solid, liquid, gas, and plasma. And all plasma is a gas that has a charge. And that's pretty much what we get from the sun. So and we get protons, which is the radiation storm, and those things that we talked about. But if I just take this, and let's try to find a spot here. Okay, so you see that, right? Let me just stop it right there. Okay, so you see that it was an X flare, and it's right in the Earth strike zone, right in front of us. So there you have that part of it. Now let me just hit play again there too. And what's significant about this one was you can still see the coronal hole there too. This happens a lot. Sometimes we'll even get flares inside of a coronal hole. Okay, and when I say a hole, this is not a hole on the sun, guys. This is a hole in the atmosphere of the sun. So I'll just say that. Now, as we're looking at this, yeah, I don't know. I mean, we could be getting hit with the CME right now. If we are, if the initial hit has already arrived, instead of just this coronal hole stream, I'm not really sure how intense this is going to get if that's the case. Because if it got here that fast and it's dense at the same time, we could be looking at something in the neighborhood of a G5, which is the strongest storms that we can possibly get. Now, I'm not talking Carrington event. This is not a Carrington event, okay? This is something that could be something that might give us regional issues, and this is all theoretical until it starts happening, right? I'm not saying that any of that's going to happen. What I'm telling you is that this has potential. This storm has potential. Now, this is the HP, right? This is the same index as this, but this is 30-minute increments. And you can see how, if it gets to a 9, that's a G5 storm, guys. Technically, right now, that's a G5. Because that's past 8.5. So, if we come over here and look at this, see, the G5 starts at 9. Now, I've been able to show, we had a G5, you know, it was a 2024 or 2023 in May. It was a big storm, right? And I covered it. And we were here like 3 or 4 times a day. because that's what was happening. And we actually had a research paper, multiple research papers come out showing what happened during that. And there were a lot of things, and we'll be going over that this week. Okay? So that's a little heads up about what's coming. But let me go here. So we'll go here to the Helio viewer again, and what I want to do is I am going to run a different movie here. I'm going to do the 211 because we'll be able to see the coronal holes better. That's the newest. Here's the newest. See how big that coronal hole is, guys? That's crazy. That's a big coronal hole. You know, we're not going to get out of that without getting hit with something. That's a lot. And we're going to be connected to the sun magnetically at all times anyway. But what you're seeing there is, again, if the polarity's right, if it's positive coming out of the sun, it's going to connect to our negative, right? And it's just going to draw it in. And again, guys, I got some more stuff here to show you. Let's go. All right. Do that. Okay. We'll let that load. And again, we'll come back to it. But yeah, check this out, guys. This is not calming down. But again, guys, this is where I start getting a little, what the heck is going on, right? Because if you look at the density, the highest it got was 28. Now, 4 is what we call nominal, right? It's what we would expect at all times, 4. But I've seen us go to 60 and not even get into a geomagnetic storm. The reason we're in a geomagnetic storm right now is for one reason and one reason only. The BZ. If that BZ swings more and more positive, you're going to see that level start to drop. But right now, anything coming from the sun when we're that negative is getting sucked into our system. It's pulling it right in. If you look at the speed, look at this. I mean, we're talking, that is below normal. Okay, now there's something else we need to consider here, which I don't think this is what's going on. Sometimes these models, when we get into these bigger storms, the satellites and stuff like that will go into safe mode. So we have to question the accuracy of it, but I don't think that that's what's going on here. I think the accuracy of this right now is fine. Because the density went up and the speed went down. That's what you would kind of expect, unless we're getting smacked with a big CME enough to overcome all of that. If they both go up at the same time when they hit, yeah, kind of crazy. Now, I have something else I want to show you. Let's go here to, and I'm sorry I didn't have this all staged up, guys. It just did not, when that happened with the G4, I just wanted to come out here real quick and show you that. And we'll go over what that means here in just a second. Okay? So what we're going to do, I'm going to take you over here to seeds. Maybe. Okay, there it is. Okay, now, check this out. That's what LASCO looks like right now. That's that same satellite I showed you earlier. Alright, so let me show you the full day run of that right now. This is the most current data. Watch it hit. Look at that. That right there tells you that we got hit, and we got hit quick. You don't see that kind of disturbance unless you're in the bigger storms. You just don't. So we're going to have to wait. And right now, as it looks like it's not. Yeah, it's not. It's actually getting more and more intense with that. It wasn't trying to lighten up there at all. Think of it kind of like a snowstorm. Laying down out in the yard looking up at the sky like when you were a kid. Hey, Gary, thank you so much, bud. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. And I'll stop and give you guys a proper thanks here in a minute, okay? But I'll highlight that. Heather, did I highlight yours? I wasn't sure if I did or not. If I didn't, Heather, I'll highlight it here in just a few minutes if I can get back to it. I miss you too, Kay. Hey, you ain't going to have to miss me no more. I'm serious. I'm here every day from now on. I had a lot of stuff that, yeah. Believe it or not, guys, I had the COV and it hit me hard. And that was, I'm not going to come out here and just start talking about my health. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys really want to hear all that. Because I don't want you guys to think that that's why I'm here. I'm here to be here for you guys. And I do appreciate you guys being here for me. But I don't want you guys to feel like you're you're obligated to do anything. And a lot of times when people come out talking about their health, that's kind of the case. You know, sometimes people feel obligated to do things, and I don't want you guys to feel like that. So, I'm going to give a shout out to Sig Sauer too. He has been trying. Well, I talked to him on email, but my wife Heather has been telling me about. He's been messaging, sending her messages and stuff, asking about me, making sure I'm okay. So anyway, here's the 211 angstrom. It's the same view I showed you earlier. Now watch right here. You'll be able to see it ripple through the corona when it happens here. Watch. See that? We'll watch it again. Whoa. I mean, that's significant, guys. It just, yeah. So, let me pause that. And let's go back over here to C's real quick. And I do want to show you the actual CME part that happened. So, we'll do this. This is on the 17th. Okay, so we'll go to the 18th. Now watch. Watch over here. Boom. That was it. So I'll pause it here and we'll look at that closer. Okay. So yeah, this is a difference image over here, guys. It just allows more contrast. We can kind of see it better. But we also do get more camera anomalies over here because of that. And so that's why I show you both. All right. Now this is an actual disc on the camera, on the tool. This satellite is called SOHO. It's 1,000,000 miles closer to the sun than what we are, but it is from our perspective, okay? But this is an actual physical disc. This is representing the surface of the sun. That's how big the sun is. So when we get what we call a halo eruption, what's that mean? That means you see energy poking around this disc. If that disc wasn't there, the camera would get flooded with light and we couldn't see anything. Well, it's a good way to show you this. Let me show you. Hold on. Let me, let's take you back to right here, 219. That. Okay? So you're kind of getting energy hitting just peppering the tool here. And I wouldn't be surprised if this thing don't go into safe mode very, very quickly. If it does, we may lose some data there. We won't lose the data. We just won't be able to see it for a while. But that's a lot, guys. Okay? It just is. I've seen it almost completely white out before. But yeah, so again, here's Earth. Here's SOHO. There's the sun. Stereo A is over here. And I guess I could show you something on Stereo A. This is kind of from the side, right? Now this is on the 17th. So what we would be looking for is stuff going to the left. Because if you look at the orientation, if Earth is sitting right here, Stereo A is here, you know, we would, and again, you'd have to Earth would be here, right? Stereo A would be over here. So anything coming off this direction, we would want to pay attention to, because it would be coming to us. Or it could be going off the backside. That's possible too. But we always check all that, and I'll go over that some other day. Oh, wow. Jeez, man. Look at that. Okay, now this is a German website. I'll change that to English. But this will give us another update here in just a few minutes. I'll probably still be here when that updates, and we'll check it. So, but because we're getting hit with that, look, we've dropped out of S4 range. Now we're down to S3. Well, that's what it looked like. We must have popped back up there a little bit. But, yeah. So, I do want to show you this. This is the D region. This is where, these are our poles, and this is where the protons are hanging out right now. This is the radiation storm part of it. Look over here. The chart is completely maxed out. Usually this thing is solid black with a couple little, you know, red bars here. So, yeah. Now, when we see a CME or a flare hit, it shows up here too in this little bullseye area. Right? So I'm not going to be able to show you the X flare because it was about a day and a half day ago. So yeah, this is too far back. I can't show it to you, but you can see how this is different. Notice how none of this is changing. You want to know why? It's because it's maxed out. There's more protons on here than what this is showing. Okay, it just can't show it. The model's not capable of it. So yeah, this is the total electron count too. We pay attention to this when we get hit too, because this will affect things. Now on the night side of the planet, the electron count goes down for obvious reasons. The sun's not facing that part of the Earth. Okay, so when daytime comes around, it always goes up. But we do pay attention to when this thing starts getting high. That doesn't look too awful bad though, I have to say. Now this is the Aurora model, and this is something that we always watch, right? This is the Aurora oval, so obviously we see it in the nighttime sky, right? Now I'm going to tell you right now, anybody that has clear skies tonight, even if you don't, I don't care where at on the planet you're living, go outside. Take your phone camera with you. If you can't see something, get away from the city lights. And if you can't see it with your naked eye, hold your phone up and take a 15, 20 second or even a 30-second video, and then watch the video and see what you see. And I'm talking, guys, we're going to see, with the storm like this, if it holds true to what's been happening with our magnetic field weakening, we're going to see aurora down in Florida. We're going to see aurora close to the equator, is what I'm trying to tell you. Especially if this thing keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Okay? So anybody that likes to see aurora or hasn't ever before, please go check that out. Look, guys, look. This maxed out NOAA's. Went off the chart. Look at that. I don't know if I've ever seen that. So I'm not saying that ain't never happened. I'm just saying I've never seen it. Now, I do want to show you this. Okay, yeah, we are down to an S3 storm now. Radiation's kind of tipping back a little. So what can we expect with G4 storm? Widespread voltage control problems. Okay, I'll show you where I'm reading. I'm going to be reading this, okay, guys? Possible widespread voltage control problems. Some protective systems, which are like GFCIs, but on like a satellite, they go into safe mode. They have to shut down and only essential power so it doesn't get damaged, okay? That's why they do that. Plus, sometimes, like, when we get into these, you'll see your electrical workers going out and resetting trippers and everything else. Well, most likely, you're going to see some transformer damage on some stuff. Not everybody's going to see this, guys, okay? But it's going to happen. Low frequency radio, yeah, GPS and your ham radio operators. This affects first responders. First responders deal with ham radio operating and GPS. Could you imagine if one of your loved ones had a heart attack during something like this, and then they had communication problems trying to get an ambulance there? And I say this because people always ask, what can this do to us? That's just one example. You know, say somebody you love the best had a heart attack, right? Or broke their leg, or some really bad problems. They need to get to the hospital, and they couldn't even contact the ambulance driver, or it was like hit and miss and all that kind of stuff. That's just one example. So yeah. Now, also, guys, get over and check out Ron over at Emergency Management Associates. He covers the earthquakes. And I know that everybody has their earthquake people they go to, but I go to Ron. Ron's a good guy. He's usually on top of it. We were going to do some videos, and then I kind of went and did what I was doing here the past few months. So I just want you guys to understand that. That was all me. That wasn't him. Because I think we both were kind of talking about it on our channel. Let me get to trying to find the... There it is. Alright, this is USGS. I would expect to see this just take some big upticks. Okay? Coronal holes. When coronal holes are facing the Earth, we always have a earthquake uptick. Okay, so keep that in mind. Also, yeah, just other things too. So let me let's go here. Okay. So, but anyway, G5. Yeah, it's the most extreme you can get. Yeah, you can go higher than a G5, right? This is not a Carrington event, just so you know. Hey, Ilea. Hey, I might do that. Let me think about that for a minute, Ilea. That's a good idea. Not sure if you guys would want to do. Yeah, I imagine a lot of you guys would. Yeah, I'll hit you up about that. Okay. I got to make sure my. Hey, main girl, what's up? Make sure she's okay. Thank you for the super chat there, and thank you, Ilea. You're awesome. I mean, you make my life, Adam's life, Dex's life way better on YouTube for sure. Yeah, you don't get a better mod or a better friend than Ilea, guys. Just so you know. All right. Hey, Jammer, good to see you. Give me a roll call in there, guys, and I'll keep moving. But that's a great idea, Ilea. I'll see what I can do to get that hooked up there. We'll see what we can do with that. Okay, good. Look. Okay, this is dropping back a little. So I look for this to fluctuate up and down. You know, the initial hit usually will get us up that high, but not necessarily that high. But yeah, it'll be bouncing around all day and all night. And I will show you guys this too. Let's because if you come over here to NOAA, look at that. You see that? You know what that is? That's because we're getting hit. That is a camera anomaly. This is a GOES 19. This is in low Earth orbit, right? So what that means is, whoop. That yeah, it's probably moved the satellite a little bit. It's affecting the satellite. Is what I'm trying to tell you. Hey Dennis, hey Stephanie. Savannah, Texas, Mary Miles, what's up? Wyoming, Linda, Wisconsin, good to see you, Wise Jen. It's awesome. Northwest Ohio, awesome. Let's see here. Carol, it's freezing in Romulus. I love it. Yeah. Maine, yeah, where's Maine Girl from? It's like the old Forrest Gump where he's walking that road with Lieutenant Dan. Remember that? He's naming off all the people in his company, and he says, "That's Tex." I don't know why they call him Tex. I don't know where he's from. Anyway, sorry. Yeah. So, okay, now I'm showing you guys this again because this keeps updating, right? I've got some images of this magnetosphere I'm going to show you guys this week. Things are changing. I'll just say that. And just because I haven't been here for a minute, I do keep up on it. Just so you guys understand, it's just in me. It's in my blood now. I always watch it. Ask Adam and Dex and my moderators, my managing moderators. I'm in the messages all night long, all day long. Probably to the point where it gets annoying. But yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you, Hope. You guys are awesome. Okay, so I do want to show you guys where to go to check out the Aurora, because there's an Aurora dashboard, right? This right here is NOAA Space Weather. If I could get one of my mods to put this website down there, it's in my description. If you guys could put the link in there. Where's Mist at? I'm going to say hi to Mist. She was in here early. She's got stuff she's got to get done tomorrow, I think, or today, and getting ready for it. But anyway, if you go down to the bottom of any NOAA page, come over here to the dashboard. So if we want to look at, let's say, electric power, that's what's going on right now, right? Oh, wow, I forgot to show you this. I'm glad I did that. You know what that is? We're working with Canada on this one, USGS, and the Canadian earthquake stuff. Hey, good to see you. Back at you, know the times. Love it. Thank you for being a member for so long. That's awesome. Let me get you highlighted there, bud. Well, I'm not sure if you're a guy or a girl. I can't tell by the name. So if I misspoke there, I apologize. But yeah, check this out, guys. Watch. You can see when it hits. Watch this. It's going to get intense really quick. See that? It's very seldom do I get to show you guys something like this. You see that purple get down in there? That purple is intense. So, yeah. And that this model's here to help forecast earthquakes. That's what this is for. And yeah, so that right there is going to show you, it's the induction, and there's a whole lot of different things going on here. It's the electric field, not the magnetic field, right? But when one reacts, the other one does too. So when one's being affected, the other one is too. It's a little different. We're talking about electricity on this one, because we have something called the global electric circuit. And when we're getting geomagnetism, electromagnetic, you guys ever heard of that term before? I'm sure you have. But yeah, so there's a whole lot of things that have to be considered here that it would take weeks to go over. But yeah, so let's do this. I don't want to miss anything, guys. I want you guys to be able to see all of it. Let's okay, well, look at that. They changed this already. Man, look at that. They adjusted that. So that is almost a G5. If this bar here was here, where these are, we would now be in an official G5 storm. Just so you understand. So, yeah. I'm sorry I'm flipping around these tabs here. I just don't, I'm trying to figure out, because again, guys, I was going to go live here in about another hour from now. I just wasn't prepared. And when I seen that, I was like, man, I'll just jump out here and do it now. And they can go with me. Okay, so now I do want to show you this. This is an Australian model. Shout out to my Aussies. Love it. This is a magnetopause model. It's the same thing as this, guys, believe it or not. This is just a different visual. And I like showing this one because it's really simple. There's your satellite line. Here's your bow shock. First point of contact from solar, wind, and or CMEs and our magnetic field. Okay? So when we're looking at that, look what's happening. If it gets inside our satellite line, you know, we can start having those issues. But we can also see all the other, see it's at a negative 23 right now on the BZ. All that information I showed you is all here too. So there's more than one thing, you know, doing that. Yeah, I'm back to it, Jammer. I'm going to, bud. I know I said that before, but there is, this is happening. I'm gonna give it a go. Now, I'm gonna try to get to 100K by the time, I don't know. We'll set a goal of like June or July. I think we can do that. I really do. With your guys' help, I think we can get up that high. And the more subscribers I get, the more I can do for you. I got a brand new computer sitting here I got for Christmas. I'm going to get hooked up. It's awesome. Fiber optics may be coming. Frontier kind of screwed me on that. They came and they came like 5 times and still couldn't get it done. So I'm going to maybe try to figure something else out. But I'm going to try to increase the quality of the video for you guys. Plus, the memberships. Guys, listen, this is cool. I think we're going to do a Name That Tune giveaway over on members. Axe and Nacho said that they would help. Guys, go check out Axe and Nacho up in Canada. That's where they live. But check out their channel. They're awesome people, and they do. It's fun. Check out Mark Pyers too. Please. He's awesome. All positive people. But Axe has already said he would help me. So he plays guitar and stuff. So we could do a Name That Tune night on my channel, and I think that would be fun. So yeah. Well, thank you, Hope. Appreciate that. it's pretty cool too. My kids and my wife really hooked me up. They really did. So, well, it's, believe it or not, it's more of a business expense. I mean, you got to keep doing it. If you don't, you got to stay relevant, right? You know what I mean? And that's why I felt so bad for not being here for so long. I know I missed you guys, and I know you guys kept telling me you missed me, so I'm just glad to be here. So, hey, Trinity, get over and check out Trinity. Have to. You guys miss Dragon and Trinity, and I've been talking to Miss too here in the future, and Trinity also. I'm gonna probably bring them on, at least one of them, and give I'm gonna do a positivity segment, just like a minute or so. They do shorts, and Trinity does more than that too on her YouTube channel, but it's cool stuff. And we'll talk about that later. But yeah, there's a lot of plans I got, a lot of stuff I want to try. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of all over the place here. I'm just so glad to be back. It feels good, and with all this stuff happening, I want you guys to all see it. So, how long we've been going here? About 45 minutes. That's about right. We should probably now, guys, I'm going to be giving you guys an update. It might be a short one, but it might be either before or after Marv goes live tonight. I haven't decided yet. It'll probably most likely be after. And it's just going to be a short update. But I wanted to make sure I got all this information out to you guys. So, and thank you guys for all of the super chats and the memberships already. Again, you guys are just killing it, and I do appreciate you. Hey, what's up, ADV? What's happening? What was your name? I hate it when YouTube changes the names like that. Thank you for being a member, bud. I can't. I'm looking at the icon and I can't put the face. But if you could tell me what your old screen name was. I try not to forget that. Hey, Daryl. Hey, Wise Jen. Hey, P-Ben. What's up? Hope's there. Linda's there. You guys are just, yeah. You know, my wife even said this, guys. She wanted me to tell you guys thanks, too. That means a lot to her, too, that you guys are here for me and all that. Papa Bjorn, there you are, buddy. That's right. That's right. Good to see you, man. But, but yeah. She wanted me to say, you know, tell you guys thanks, too, because it gets me out of a mental funk. I'll just tell you that. It keeps me going forward. And, you know, as I'm doing these videos, I have to stand up and sit down because I can't stand and sit for longer than 10 or 15 minutes at a time. It's crazy. But my back and neck is all jacked up. I don't want to talk about my health. I just want you guys to understand that, yeah. And she wanted me to say thanks because she told me I had the most loyal following on YouTube she's ever seen. And she's right. Hey, Callie, good to see you. Thank you for that. Awesome stuff, man. Thank you. Yeah, we're you know what, Papa Bjorn, we just got over. Hey, Miss. Yeah. She's going over the pass tomorrow, and you know, I guess that's a big deal. I've never been out there, so. Yeah, she tells us every time she's going over the pass because I guess it's pretty dangerous. So, yeah. But thank you, Callie. I appreciate you. That's awesome. Miss, you know I appreciate you, sister, for sure. But, yeah. So, members. Again, I just talked about that very shortly because I'm not going to focus on that right this second. But those are the things that we're looking at. And I got some pretty cool stuff to give you. Hey, Stephanie. I think doing and I've been trying to, thank you for that. I appreciate you. I've been trying to think of something that would bring everybody into it. You know what I mean? Get everybody involved. I think I named that tune and even Jeopardy or even, because I can do all of that, guys. I could bring you guys in. We could just do it through the chat. Any of that. So. But I am gonna have to go, guys. This is my wife does her schoolwork in here. She's going back to college. I'm so proud of her. she's just she's my best friend, and she deserves everything that she can possibly get, and it's her that takes priority over anything I'm doing. I've just always been that way. Um, you know, I love her that much, and it's just, yeah, her birthday's coming, but she's got some homework she's got to do in here, so I'm going to have to. And if I come back with an update, I may be in a different room on my laptop, which is okay. So, anyway, yeah. So I will see you guys in a little while. One more look at where we're at here. Let's go look at HP. Yeah, guys. So keep an eye on this. Oh wow, look. They bumped that up again. Did you see that? They raised that to a 9. That's a G5 storm, guys. We're not, I mean, that right there just showed you. It's a G5. Leah, you're awesome. Everybody in there is awesome. I'm so glad to see you guys. I really am. Okay, so let's do this. But yeah, so we are at a, wow, we're at a G5. That's crazy, at least temporarily. I'm not sure how long we'll stay there. Look, you don't see that very often on NOAA. Now we can't. I forgot to show you the forecast here. Now they will change this to match what actually happens after the fact, but this is what they're forecasting. G2, 4, G3. I mean, it's going to be intense. So, but all right, guys, I will be back, and thank you guys for, you know, not even missing a beat. You guys are just here, and you guys are awesome. So thank you for that. If I missed anybody in there, I'll give you guys a shout out. Just let me know later on, and we'll get you guys shouted out, because I don't want to not recognize somebody for doing what they do. So anyway, and I just looked down, Leah's in there, and it reminded me to do my little outro talk. I didn't do that the last time. Anyway, God bless. Yahusha saves. And as always, you can drink this Kool-Aid.